The day of the gender reveal was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of my life. Friends and family gathered in our backyard, smiling, laughing, and holding their phones up to capture the big surprise. I stood there filled with nervous excitement, believing I was about to find out whether I was having a son or a daughter. My wife looked radiant, or at least I thought so, as she clutched the large black balloon in her hands, ready to pop it. Everyone began chanting, "Pop it, pop it." I stood by her side, my heart pounding with joy. When she finally stuck the pin into the balloon, I expected a burst of pink or blue confetti, but instead small folded photographs came fluttering down, raining on the guests like cruel snowflakes. At first I thought it was some kind of joke, but then I bent down, picked one up, and my entire world stopped spinning. The photo in my hand showed my wife in the arms of another man. Not just one picture, dozens of them. Different places, different outfits, but the same man with her in every single one. The crowd gasped. Murmurs spread like wildfire, and my chest felt like it had been crushed. My wife's face turned pale and she dropped the pin, trembling. I looked around at our friends and families. Their shocked expressions mirrored my pain. Her parents were whispering frantically and my own mother had tears in her eyes. All I could hear was the sound of my own breathing, heavy and uneven, as my wife tried to stammer some kind of excuse. But no excuse could erase the humiliation I felt at that moment. The man in the pictures wasn't a stranger either. He was her coworker, someone she had always insisted was just a friend. I remembered all the late nights at the office, the unexplained texts, the sudden distance she put between us. In that instant, every suspicious thought I had ignored came rushing back to me with devastating clarity. She tried to grab my arm, whispering, "Please, it's not what it looks like," but her words meant nothing. The evidence was literally scattered at our feet, witnessed by everyone we loved. I pulled my arm away and stepped back, my body shaking with anger and betrayal. I felt like the whole world was watching my humiliation unfold. Silence hung heavy in the air until I finally spoke. My voice was cold and steady. "This was supposed to be a celebration. Instead, you've shown everyone the truth." Gasps echoed around us as she began to cry, but I didn't feel pity. I felt rage, pure and burning, mixed with an aching sorrow. I left the backyard and went straight inside. My phone was buzzing with messages. Already, friends sending me pictures of the photos they had picked up. They couldn't believe what they saw. Neither could I. But once the truth had been revealed so brutally, I knew I could never go back. Later that night, when the guests had all gone, my wife begged me to talk. She confessed it had been going on for months, that she hadn't known how to end it, and that she was scared I would leave her. Her tears fell freely, but my heart had already hardened. She had chosen lies and betrayal over honesty, and she had done it while carrying what was supposed to be our child. I asked her one question: "Is the baby even mine?" She froze. That silence told me everything I needed to know. My hands trembled and my chest felt hollow. The betrayal cut deeper than any wound I could imagine. I knew then that my marriage was over. Revenge, however, was the only thing that kept me standing. I filed for divorce immediately, making sure everyone who attended that party knew exactly why. I sent the pictures to HR at her workplace. If she wanted to risk everything for her friend, then she could deal with the consequences too. Her reputation, her job, her false image of being a loyal wife, all of it collapsed just as my trust had. Friends who had admired her now avoided her. Family who once defended her no longer spoke up. She had humiliated me in the worst way possible. But in the end, the truth exposed her, not me. I held my head high and walked away from the ruins of our marriage, determined never to let betrayal blind me again. That gender reveal was supposed to mark the beginning of a new chapter in my life. In a way, it still did. The child may or may not have been mine. But one thing was certain: I was free from a life of lies. And while she sat alone with the wreckage of her choices, I moved forward, scarred but stronger, with revenge as my closure and the truth as my liberation.